Now, they don't have to deal with any of that. They can do whatever they want to during Spider-Man Brand New Day, and at the end of that movie, they can just tease Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom coming to the MC, or like something crazy happening with Spider-Man's Spidey sense going off like it did during Avengers Infinity War, and then boom, slam to black, and to post-credits. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll actually see them try to cameo Nicholas Hammond or Lou Ferrigno during Secret Wars. That would really be the place to do big classic actor cameo scenes. Should be some more Fantastic Four footage coming in the next couple days. Whenever they wind up releasing too, of course I will do videos about that as well. Be sure to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss that. Click here for that brand new Spider-Man Noir trailer from Amazon that leaked out, and click here for that brand new video of Chris Hemsworth saying his farewells to the Thor character in the Marvel Universe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Gorilla versus Kong Supernova? What the fuck? Or Gorilla and Kong Supernova?
Surprisingly, this thing holds its own really good. Like you can press it left. I believe this one's the right one. It's not the small one, it's the long one. Doesn't matter, we'll punch it and see how it goes. I will be taking this out.
Need some on your damn battery pack. Keep slowing shit down, bro. Thinking it's cool. Nigga, I'm laughing because of this stupidity. Your stupidity amazes me.
Of the fucking joke, it's stupid.
Your stupidity amazes me, brother. It really does.
Bro.
I know, bro. It's just not cool. It's just not cute either. Like, no, bro. You don't have to give into the stupidity. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Drones.
Just drones. That's it. It's just like there's not even an edit. It's just like that damn drums.
Okay.
That.
Can't believe you got pink eye, Ferris.
When you wake up with pink eye, you get your prescription fast. In like an hour with Walmart Express.
All right, get off my screen, please.
I wonder what else Walmart could deliver that fast.
Fast internet. They wish. You wish. Bro, I need to get back on Xenoverse too, young.
I just want more of, and I think I'd be able to do that as the supporting actor. I'm writing a little something right now that is like it's an ensemble, but it's I like that he's.
Welcome back, everyone. Big surprise. Ryan Reynolds saying that he's already writing what would essentially be Deadpool 4, or the next Deadpool movie, whether you want to call it Deadpool and Wolverine 2. That's the big joke, is that they would just do another Deadpool and Wolverine type of movie. But the way he's talking about it, he's already working on a new ensemble film for Deadpool in Marvel Phase 7 after Avengers Secret Wars. So we'll break it all down, because this is in addition to a lot of stuff that he's said since Deadpool and Wolverine came out and made crazy money. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. A lot of what he's said in the past is that he does want Deadpool to be more of a supporting character in whatever this next project he's working on for the character is going to be. This is also probably how he reveals that he has Hugh Jackman trapped in one of his basements and just lets him out to do movies every once in a while. Blink once if you're fine, and blink twice if you need some help. But the way he talks about it in this new interview here, like, it's a much larger interview for a lot of the side business he does in real life outside of his acting work, all the Deadpool, the Marvel-related stuff. He owns like 6 billion companies, which is why you see him always doing advertisements and commercials that he posts to his YouTube channel for that stuff. During the interview, they specifically talk about the X-Men era of the MCU, all the X-Men-based films that they're going to be working on after Avengers Secret Wars, starting with...
Ryan Reynolds has a lot of fucking money, dude.
With a core X-Men
Chime?
film, introducing a bunch of new versions of the characters. Given what he says, I think it's pretty easy to assume that one of
his
the
own fucking phone company.
Cameo the character in a couple
he built that shit from the ground up. I remember them first starting days.
What's happening with Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. He even talked about it with Andrew Garfield in another interview recently, where he was also asking Andrew Garfield on his side of things about coming back as his version of the Amazing Spider-Man in upcoming movies. Just a couple of longtime actors from previous regimes of Marvel at different studios talking about coming back in more movies as their characters.
Many upcoming Marvel movies that we now know involve X-Men. Are there chances that we will see him as a supporting character?
I do think so. I think, yeah, if Deadpool becomes an Avenger or an X-Men, we're at the end. That's his wish fulfillment, and you can't do it.
There have been a couple specific projects that he's tried to tease. He didn't say they were outright happening, but he did imply that there was more talk going on around them than some of the other more recent stuff. For instance, you have all the chair watch stuff with Channing Tatum's Gambit showing up in that Avengers Doomsday trailer they released. He even talked as if the Channing Tatum Gambit movie was more of a reality now than before, even though I don't expect them to actually make it. I've talked about this a while ago, but the funny thing is that Ryan Reynolds kind of willed a couple movies into existence with Deadpool and Wolverine, like through the making of that movie. He tried with Wesley Snipes' Blade to get him a Logan-style send-off movie the way that Hugh Jackman's Logan was meant to be a send-off movie for that character. Then he said when they were talking about Channing Tatum's Gambit character, is that before the movie came out, before Deadpool and Wolverine came out, there was no intention to ever bring Channing Tatum back as a version of Gambit. But after Kevin Feige and all the Marvel powers that be that actually write all these checks...
After they saw the memes of it, because that's really what...
As Gambit in this movie, they got way more excited about bringing him back as more Gambit.
Which I don't think they should. I think they should bring back another variant that looks more accurate.
Back into existence.
He is funny, but it's just like...
Another Gambit movie. Like you said, Kevin Feige is much more excited about the idea of doing...
And Gambit's not even really like that for real.
In the future of the MCU. Channing Tatum
like the one that we first saw him in the first live action one, that's how he actually is.
X-Men characters. It was actually meant to be a prequel movie before he joined the X-Men team, when he was still with the Marauders, and he was going to be working for Mr. Sinister. Mr. Sinister was going to be the main villain of that movie. That was what the whole X-Men Apocalypse post-credit scene with Essex Corp and Wolverine's blood was all about. Essex Corp is for Nathaniel Essex, aka Mr. Sinister. The way that Channing Tatum explains it, he said that the good thing about Deadpool and Wolverine is that he got to wear that very comic book accurate Gambit suit, but if they'd actually wound up making his Gambit movie, like if it didn't fall through before Disney bought Fox, he would not have got to wear that costume, because when he was with Marauders, before he joined the X-Men, he didn't have that suit, so he wouldn't have been wearing that suit during his Gambit movie. Sean Levy, who directed Deadpool and Wolverine, also said that he was one of the directors that they actually brought in to meet with Channing Tatum about making his Gambit movie. So them doing Deadpool and Wolverine together was a bit of a reunion for them, with him doing Gambit.
So, what do you think?
One more for you though, buddy.
So them doing Deadpool and Wolverine together was a bit of a reunion for them, with him doing Gambit.
Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
Now, the short-term plan for Deadpool and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, too, he's like the other side of this coin, too. Like, you can't really talk about Deadpool coming back without also talking about Hugh Jackman coming back as his Wolverine. They will make them do this until they're 90 because they made so much money. He's probably the most popular character that Marvel has right now.
That's the only success that I want, okay? Not that's the only success that I want, but that's like the slavery that I would actually accept. Being like too successful to retire.
Kevin Feige said they want to bring the characters back as soon as possible, as much as possible. What I think that translates to is just putting them in Avengers 5 as well as Avengers 6 Secret Wars. Maybe not as huge characters, because Avengers 5 Doomsday is mostly about Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom character coming to the MCU and fighting the main 616 version of the new Avengers. That might be the Thunderbolts characters who become the new Avengers, but also the traditional surviving Avengers after Avengers Endgame, and like the main new superheroes who joined the new Avengers team. There's a whole subplot with the Thunderbolts becoming a version of the Dark Avengers, but using the name New Avengers, like stealing the thunder, so to speak, make all the puns you want from the New Avengers and using the name themselves. But that's meant to be a whole separate thing from the Robert Downey Jr. Doctor Doom of it all. Then the rest of Avengers 5 is mostly meant to be a version of Time Runs Out from the comics, and the Doctor Doom storyline from that. Like, that will basically be Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom. He'll be doing as similar things as Doctor Doom was doing during Time Runs Out. So there's a little bit of multiverse stuff going on, and you have to remember that at the end of Deadpool and Wolverine go back to the main X-Men universe.
Yep.
So if they're going to show up in the MCU, there has to be another way to explain why that happens. It's a little easier to explain why they're in Avengers 6.
And it's crazy because the Fantastic Four and so the universe that Deadpool and Wolverine are in right now, Fantastic Four actually still exist in there. Like the ones from back then. Just kind of cool.
Or just because that movie will probably invoke a little bit of Battle World from the more recent Secret Wars comics. So you have all these other multiverse characters that just appear on Battle World. They're supposed to form a multiverse Avengers team against God Emperor Doom, Robert Downey Jr. Then they'll repair the multiverse, all these different universes, and use it as a soft reboot point for the MCU so that it more closely resembles the comic book 616 universe going forward, where like the Fantastic Four, the X-Men characters all coexist on the same Earth with the Avengers and all the pre-existing Marvel characters. And nobody will think it's weird that the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, for example, mutants in general, have always been around. No weird continuity issues about explaining where people have been this whole time.
In the world of that pain. You know? I'm gonna blow your mind. I've been drinking coffee almost.
Pretty much everybody's doing a soft reboot on their comic book universes. Looking at you, Sony, over in the Spider-Man adjacent universe, like the Venom universe. You also keep in mind that Captain America 4, Thunderbolts, and the new Fantastic Four movie are the only movies before Avengers 5 comes out. So they've already got a whole bunch of plans to cameo Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom character in that new Fantastic Four movie. He is like the star of like the very end or like the post-credit scene of that movie. I don't expect to see Deadpool during that. And Thunderbolts also feels like a very Earth-based movie. So I'm not expecting any Deadpool cameos in those either. Meaning that most of the brand new Deadpool crossovers that Ryan Reynolds is talking about doing instead of doing Deadpool 4 are likely after Secret Wars when they start in the core X-Men phase, like Marvel Phase 7, the Mutant Saga begins. There is the brand new solo X-Men movie that Kevin Feige is working on, set in the main universe where they're going to recast a lot of the characters. Not everybody, like they're not going to recast.
They really revamped this a little bit.
Jackman will still be the main version of Wolverine. But after Secret Wars, all those characters, including Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, will be on the main version of Earth with everybody else. So honestly, if he's talking about being like the fifth banana in somebody else's big movie, a really good big team-up movie for that would be the new X-Men movie. You don't even have to put him in like the main part of the movie, just use him for like a funny post-credit scene, teasing more Deadpool stuff. But honestly, I really like to see him in more rated R stories.
Indeed, sir. Bro, if this show actually had voice recognition.
I'm okay with him not being in the new main X-Men movie the first time one comes out. What I think they're probably going to do, though, is they'll start planning out all their X-Men movies and X-Men adjacent mutant-based movies, and then find the best place for Deadpool to team up in one of those. One of the movies that can be a little bit more hardcore. There's a bunch of other stuff that they talk about during their interview too. Like there's.
I need to see some Juggernaut. I need to see him get the Jimmy Sitterack because he hasn't gotten it yet.
Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield coming back as his Spider-Man. For example, he tells Andrew Garfield that he was the best part of that movie and that Tom Holland should be angry. He's made a couple of Tom Holland jokes.
Because we've already seen.
I would love to see Deadpool cross over with Spider-Man.
Chthon being the one of the ancient beings or the primordial beings. Like we already seen him get his vessel, which was Scarlet Witch with the Darkhold. So the Darkhold is his piece that he left on the Earth, and she became the vessel of Chthon. So we need to see Juggernaut actually become the vessel of Sitterack, bro. Who?
The only problem with that is that if it is Tom Holland's Spider-Man in the main MCU, it'd probably have to be a PG-13 movie, meaning that he'd really, really have to pull back on a lot of the jokes. But we will probably see Deadpool cross over or have moments with a version of Spider-Man at some point, because we did see him reference Spider-Man during Deadpool and Wolverine, so he has met a version of Spider-Man before, but he never revealed which version of Spider-Man he met. But everyone, let me know in the comments, what do you actually want them to do for Deadpool and Wolverine 2 or Deadpool 4, whatever you want to call that movie? Who do you actually want to show up in that? Because we're talking like 4 or 5 years minimum down the road. Like it's going to be a good long while before they actually attempt another Deadpool movie. You just have to picture Ryan Reynolds pitching like 50 other movies to Kevin Feige. What they'll probably do is wait till Marvel hits another fallow point and they need to make fun of themselves again, and they'll just let Deadpool do that. Like whenever things really hit the fan, then Deadpool will walk out again. Just in terms of all the crazy lawsuit stuff going on behind the scenes, people have been asking if that's going to have any kind of effect of his future as Deadpool at Marvel. Kevin Feige cares about any of that stuff. Generally, no. I think the outcome with all that, like all that drama behind the scenes, is that it will all end in a settlement. That is the way that all lawsuits like that end in Hollywood. A settlement out of court. Generally, I would advise not wasting time trying to keep up with that. It does not matter.
I can't believe you got pink eye, Ferris.
When you wake up with pink eye, you get your prescription fast, in like an hour, with Walmart Express Delivery. I wonder what else Walmart could deliver that fast.
Lilo and Stitch is the #1 movie.
Also, dude, I'm free. All I've seen,
it's hilarious.
I feel like they just be lying about like reviews.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. This will be my brand new Avengers Doomsday Thor video. Chris Hemsworth seems like he's posting farewell videos saying goodbye to the character. Everybody wondering what's going on. Are they not doing Thor 5 anymore? Why was Thor crying? Are they finally going to answer that? There's just a ring of finality to what Chris Hemsworth is saying. And while he posted this in the last day on his personal YouTube channel, Marvel posted more Thor and Loki remembrance videos honoring those characters as brothers together, saying, "The sun will shine on us again, brother," as if they're finally going to pay off that line from Avengers Infinity War. So if you're brand new to the channel, we'll explain what's going on, why they're posting this, why it seems like there's some coordinated effort.
There's no way.
What's up with this gun, man? Aimed it right on the dot. So up close, baby. That's what I need. Okay, so what does this do? So what do I go up to it or something?
No. It's gonna just keep shooting at you.
Huh?
No, it's just shooting at people. But it's controlled by an AI, so.
Got the ass. I'll be taking that. I'm in the dark side now. You are weak. So I'm basically still a part of the good side. I'm not a part of the bad side yet because, well, at all. I'm just wielding a bad sword because I still have force push.
What are you talking about? You can be bad and have force push.
Yeah, I know, but
You still have force push. You know, you're still a demon.
damn.